Okay, next game we have a c4 opening. Let's play this move. I don't think it really matters too much. But let's see. Let's see if we get a King's Indian. No, we do not get a King's Indian. I played the King's Indian. I'll go here. And here. And here. Simple setup. Expecting him to go e4 or d4. Don't think it really matters. So it doesn't do anything. I think here I can play just d6 and e5 and just play really slowly. But I think here I'm just going to play the move e5. I think this is very standard. Okay, so he plays this move. Let's take the knight. Okay, so my opponent here has wasted a lot of time by going here. He wants to go here, obviously. But it's important to note that a center like that is not strong, because then I can always play moves like c5, mainly c5, to break apart the structures. And I should not play this move. I should not play an ac6, because then he goes here and he has a strong center. So I think I want to find a move that improves my position, but if he plays, if he plays e4, then I can go here. If he plays d4, then I can go c5. Is there such a move? I don't know, and I can't find it. So I think I'll play c5 first. I don't think it really matters. Now, if he plays this move, then it's important to note that, okay, center is not actually strong. So I'll develop my knight. I think this is a fairly reasonable move. And c5 is a very important move, because if I just go here, then nothing. Now here, if he goes here, I win a pawn. Great. Now, where should I put this bishop is now the next problem. I don't want to go here, can't go here, can't go here. Maybe I can think of f4 with the bishop probably with the pin, and also it just doesn't really do much. Like, yeah, my bishop on f4, but like I'm kind of weakening my my king. I don't want to do that. So where do you develop this bishop is the question. And I think the answer is probably I shouldn't develop it. I don't know. I can go maybe b6 and a5 and then develop the bishop here. This is an idea that I'm really used to, but it takes a million moves, and he's just going to move the bishop back. So I think what I'll instead do is I'll go for this idea and develop the bishop here. But he can go here, which I'm a little bit annoyed by. I think this is the only move for him to not be a worse position. I think he has to play. That's not a good move, I think, because okay, well, I guess it maybe it's threatening to damage with pawn check. If I go here, he can trade. But I think my position is actually not bad there. It's going to be interesting. Maybe his bishop isn't actually that good. So I'll go here. The point is if he takes, I go with the queen. Maybe, but that's okay. I don't really care. Doesn't really matter that much. The problem, however, is that my bishop can never go to g4, and that's really annoying. That's actually really annoying, because this bishop has nowhere to go. Now, actually, I have a little bit weird, but I think actually maybe this was a better move. That move I don't get, because I can just go here, and his queen is not supporting this push anymore. If he takes it with the queen. And then again, I have this, and I'm now pushing this pawn. So it's not just this pawn push I'm pressuring, but also this pawn. And it kind of goes to show that if he has two pawns in the center, they're not strong. The only reason they're strong is if they can be supported. Right? So in general, like, a center like this would be strong if they can be supported, because then he's just restricting me. But if they're weak, okay, now he's just letting me have this. Now he's just letting me have this. So now I think I'm much better. I'm assuming this is completely winning. This has to be like completely winning. So now 95 is interesting. And I think I'm not going to think that much about it. No, 95... No, I think it doesn't really matter the exact move order. Also, I can just play here, but the problem is he always has this, so... Okay, let's just play slow. Let's just go here. Let's just go here. And then I'm going to go here. Okay, that's a terrible move. Look at that move. He's killing himself. I mean, this is insane. Let's go here. His queen is very close to being trapped. I don't even want to calculate that, to be honest. Now he wants to go here, but it's not really a threat because I'm not going to respond to this move. Now my knight can go here, and his rook is... Wow, this is such a nice position, actually. But it still takes a lot of work to win this. If he goes here, I can pin the pawn. Also, this pawn's just hanging now. So he has some problems. This pawn is hanging, this pawn is weak. Or it's hard for him to push it forward because I can then go here. Not there. There we go. And if he goes here, then the move doesn't do much. Yeah, but now I can go here. I think I'm not going to think too much about this move. Pinning the pawn to the queen. And his queen kind of has to move. But then I can take... Or I don't know what to do after that, to be honest. Probably I shouldn't do anything. Because it's not actually threatening anything. I mean, even in this position, if he takes take with the pawn, this pawn's still weak. This move is still possible. And if I just support this pawn, then he's great. Okay, that's suspicious. That's a move that I wasn't expecting. Huh. Interesting move. So he's kind of blockading everything. If I go here, I'm blocking my... Yeah, because if I take his takes with a pawn, and he is actually surprisingly solid there. I can't actually take that pawn. I can go here, though. How does he defend the pawn? He has to push it, probably. I don't really like giving away the large grid defenders. But I think that looks really strong, actually. You know what? I'm gonna give away my dark square bishop to win a pawn. Because this pawn's gone. You cannot defend it with the queen. You have to push it forward, but then I just go here. Then I win pawn, then I win all your center pawns. And your pieces are just underdeveloped. Yeah, you have the dark square bishop. But you're underdeveloped. You don't have any development. Okay, now he's just giving me the pawn. I think. I'm just gonna take it. Also, I can take this first. No, I'm not gonna take that first. Let's go here. If he takes, then I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, very nice. Now he doesn't have the dark square bishop. I don't think there's a tactic here. Now I'm gonna win another pawn. I mean, this pawn's gone. He has to probably go here. Oh, that's probably a good move. Now he's pinning my pawn. But still, now I'm threatening bishop takes pawn. My position is great and really important here. If this bishop was here, probably it would be around equal. I think that's a good move. I think I could go here, but I really don't like this pin, so I think I will go here, maybe. Let's go here. Or I can go here. I think it really matters. The point is, if I go here, I have this fork. I think that fork... Wait, does it work? Yeah, it does work, because if here... No, but it doesn't work. Wait. This move here, and he has this move. If I take, he has take. And if I take, he has take. That doesn't work. Okay, well, I guess he doesn't play it. Now, I can play many moves here. But I think the simplest is to go here. And I'm just threatening to take. I mean, he could go here, but he has the bishop defending his rook, so there's never going to be a tactic. But here, there is a tactic, and that's really hard to stop. I mean, he can still take, but then his kind of pawns are way more suspicious. And also, I'm up a pawn. You can't forget that. I think taking is the only move. But it's actually a little bit annoying for me there. Because I can't recapture, because of this, and this. And if take, how do I play after take? Maybe I take here with the bishop. That actually looks really strong. Take, that looks winning. I was going to defend there, actually. I don't think there is a defense. Because I move my bishop away from the sort of vulnerable square. Attack his queen if he plays bishop d3, I take it. And I'm just going to win a piece. If he moves his queen, I take the... Yeah, okay, so he moves his queen. Now this pawn is just hanging. Also, I can take this. Then he takes with the pawn. Then I can also go here. I think that just borderline wins the game immediately. Like, let's take. I don't think the order really matters. Let's see. So if it doesn't take back, then I have an idea to go here. Let's go here. I think this should work. I think this should work. So if here I can just take. And I'm gonna win material. So I think he has to go here. That's the best try. That's what he plays. Now I have to find the correct continuation. Bishop takes, queen takes, no, rook takes. That doesn't really quite work. But he's not threatening anything, actually. So what if I just add another attacker? How does he defend? Because I'm threatening bishop takes, queen takes, rook takes, queen takes, take, take, take. How is he going to defend? He hasn't, like, this is important, right? If I had played f5, there would be at least like a 30% bigger chance that there would be a tactic here. Because it would weaken some of my squares from my king, you know, and this pawn would be weak. There would be open diagonals. But because I haven't played f5, there is no such thing. My pawns are completely solid. And a few moves ago, I gave away my dark square bishop, and I was pretty like, I don't want to do that. But look at his pieces. They cannot attack my king. He doesn't have the sort of devices, or whatever you want to call it. He doesn't have the activity to attack my king. So I think I mean, obviously this game is probably filled with mistakes and stuff, but I think I'm probably winning here. I think the main point is that you don't want to push pawns around your king, right? This move is terrible for me because I'm weakening everything. Now, a queen can go to h6 and a bishop can go to f6, and I would be losing there. But, you know, he gave away his dark square bishop in like a second of thinking. But like, that's kind of the point. Like, he can never checkmate me now because it doesn't have a dark square bishop. Okay, so he goes for this move. Okay. So if I take it with a rook, he takes. I take with the bishop. I don't really want to pin myself. I don't really see what his idea is, because after all these trades, I'm just up a piece. Maybe his idea is to pin me back. But I don't really see if it works, because if take here, I just take, and nothing works. And now I'm threatening to go here. He doesn't really have a move. Like, this move, yeah, maybe he's threatening to go here, but he's not threatening anything. Okay, that move doesn't really do anything. Can you just go here? I think so. I mean, what is this move? And it's important to note that there's no tactics because everything's... Yeah, now he's just going to be down. Down a piece. He's actually down a piece and 2 pawns. So this is a very easy win. So rook is hanging. He's actually plays on. So I think I'm, first of all, just going to restrict his king. I'm not going to allow any play with this king. And then I'm just going to push my pawns. Also, I can go here. Okay, let's just go here. I'm forcing the trade. So yeah, this is now an easy win. When you have one extra piece, it's super easy to win. Generally speaking, it should be an ease to do that. Just don't allow your opponent to get any play. Just push your pawns, just push. That's actually a little bit tricky. You can't take because, you know, you're going to lose material. Don't want to allow him to get a pass pawn. This is actually really annoying to play against this. So my idea with this move is that now, if, you know, I can always push this pawn and everything's defended. I'm winning here because I have pawns. If I didn't have pawns, the game would be a draw. So you don't want to trade off all your pawns. You have to keep at least, like, maybe 1 or 2 of your pawns. But now everything's defended and he doesn't have anything. Yeah. Now I can start pre-moving. I mean, no matter what move he plays, even if he goes here or here. And this is important. I know there's a lot of people that blunder these types of things. Like, if there wasn't a pawn here, in some endgames there could be like here, and then you, like, they pre-move this, you take. Sorry, you pre-move this. But it turns out they went here, and then they make a queen. But in this case, there's no such trick, because, you know, if they go here and take, I just take back. Okay. So, very interesting game. Definitely a million blunders. You can see the engine here actually likes these moves by whites. Apparently d5 is not the best move, but it doesn't really matter. And we get into basically a grunfeld type of position very early on. The problem with this position, and this is really important to know, if you get into a theoretical opening like the grunfeld and you're like, well, white in the grunfeld has an advantage, it doesn't mean that white has an advantage here, right? Because, yeah, I mean, in the grunfeld, white generally has a big center. You know, if I go here, then, you know, then d4, white is a big center, white's better. But what you have to understand is that you know, that white is better in the grunfeld doesn't necessarily mean that white has to be better in this position, because white has wasted all these moves, right? So the grunfeld is a very double-ended opening. It's not like, you know, white is better all the time. You know, if white wastes tempo, then it's black who's better. So bishop c4, I developed my knight. I played some really good lane. Apparently a6 is a mistake because of bishop d5. This is actually a really good move by my opponent, bishop d5. The point is that if I go here, he takes, and my pawns are terrible. I didn't want to play this because, like, what am I going to do next? What is my plan? My bishop here is terrible. I can go here, but that blocks my bishop. So I don't have a plan. So I went here. I was also thinking to go here, but I didn't really want to get hit when rook moves. So I played queen c7. Apparently there's a much better move. Maybe it's actually this move. I was thinking of something like knight b8, because then my knight could reroute here, and I can play 6, and then I can move my knight back. Actually, when I'm thinking about it, I should only here to stop this move, and then I can go for this. Or there's some other move. Maybe, I don't know. It's definitely not this move. It's not this move. I know what it's not, but I don't know what it is, you know? I don't really care. It doesn't really matter too much. I play e6, e1 here, queen c7, and then he went queen b3, which I knew was a terrible move. Because I just play a6, bishop c4, and b5. And again, there's a better move for me. Maybe I should go here first. I don't know. I don't care. But now I was like, I have to be much better here. And I played bishop b7. I was also thinking to go here, here, and here, and then I have this square for my knight. I'm now winning here, you know, this is not like -3. But if I'm being honest, like, white just has a lot of weaknesses. Like, I can go here and snatch off this pawn. I can go here, snatch off the rook. I can go here, snatch off the pawn. And it's really hard for him to defend these things. He has to defend them. Bishop b7, then I go c4. Maybe there was a better move. I don't really care. And I play knight e5. So anyone here, for some reason, that's a terrible move. He should absolutely move his queen probably here. Because if, after this move, his queen is a target on the file. So here I just go here. And here I take. Not the best move. Maybe I should have played, I don't know, take. This is okay, take. And then there's some other move. Maybe I should go here. Okay, this is also pretty good. Take, queen takes. And now this is really, so yeah, so this is another way to play. But I played this move. And here, not the best idea. And I win a pawn. He should definitely not take. But also this is really strong. So apparently here he has a pretty strong move. And yeah, I thought of this move for a second, but like this has to be completely winning. Apparently here there's a strong move for whites. Maybe this move is better. I don't know. Probably they can sacrifice. I don't know. Rook b1, knight d4, bishop d4, rook d4, queen c2, and I just play queen d7. I also think of this, but I was like, maybe it's a little bit of a target. Wow, rook c8, and there's an equalizing move for whites. Yeah, it's probably taking. But then this move, what? There's a move here. Equalizing move here. Oh, wait, I think I see it. It's this move. Queen takes c4. I completely missed this move. And now, yeah, this is equal. This is not winning for black. Huh, because there's take. And rook takes, and there's this pass pawn for white. No, you don't take yet. You have to go here first, probably. No, you have to go... What, here first, maybe? No. What? Maybe white should move the rook back? Okay, yeah, white should move the rook back, I guess. And now this pawn's gone. So that's the main point. But he went queen d2. So here I can go maybe just pawn takes, or here. I'm totally winning. But I thought this was really strong, but I completely missed his tactic. Like, you know, take, and queen takes. Completely missed his tactic. But okay, play queen d2, and I take, and I'm just a piece. So, yeah, I mean, this is really interesting. So, like, from this position, I'm completely winning. I'm winning a piece here. Take, here, and I'm a piece. So, I don't think the rest of the game is that important. I just trade off the rooks, and I know that, I just moved my king up, and here he resigned. So, I think really, for me, the thing that I can learn from this is, I think none of these things in opening really matter that much. I think actually the game was pretty much perfect by me. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next video.